The structure of galaxies plays a crucial role in understanding the formation and evolution of the universe. One of the most prominent features of spiral galaxies is the galactic disk, a flattened, rotating structure composed of stars, gas, dust, and other components. The disk of our own Milky Way galaxy is particularly important because it serves as a template for many other galaxies. This description will explore the intricacies of the galactic disk, focusing on its structure and thickness, and how these properties impact our understanding of galactic dynamics, star formation, and the overall evolution of galaxies. At the core of any spiral galaxy lies the galactic disk, which extends outward from the central bulge. The disk contains the majority of a galaxy's stars, especially young stars, and is characterized by its flat, rotating shape. This disk is typically surrounded by a spherical halo of older stars and globular clusters. The stars within the disk are organized into a spiral pattern, which gives the galaxy its distinctive appearance. The spiral arms of the disk are sites of intense star formation, where clouds of gas and dust collapse to form new stars. The disk can be thought of as a dynamic, rotating system. It is made up of a variety of components, including stars, gas clouds, and cosmic dust. The stars in the disk range in age from young, hot stars in the spiral arms to older, cooler stars scattered throughout the disk. Gas clouds within the disk also play a key role in the structure of the galaxy, acting as the raw material for future star formation. The mass of a galaxy's disk is dominated by stars, but the gas and dust within the disk are important for the ongoing processes of star formation and galactic evolution. The spiral arms are not rigid structures, but rather regions of higher density where stars, gas, and dust are concentrated. These arms form due to density waves within the rotating disk, which cause the material within the disk to bunch together, creating the visible arms. As the material rotates with the disk, it follows a spiral pattern, giving the galaxy its spiral appearance. The thickness of a galactic disk is an important characteristic that influences its overall structure and evolution. The thickness of the disk is not uniform across all galaxies and can vary significantly depending on the galaxy's type, age, and history. The thickness refers to the vertical extent of the disk, or how far the disk extends above and below the midplane of the galaxy. In general, the thickness of the disk increases with the distance from the center of the galaxy. Near the central regions of the disk, the thickness is relatively small, and the disk appears more flattened. However, as one moves outward from the galactic center, the disk gradually becomes thicker. This increase in thickness is thought to be due to several factors, including the age of the stars in the disk, the presence of dark matter, and the ongoing dynamics of the galaxy. The thickness of the galactic disk is typically measured in terms of its scale height, which is defined as the vertical distance from the midplane at which the star density falls off exponentially. For spiral galaxies like the Milky Way, the scale height of the disk is generally on the order of 300 to 500 parsecs. However, this value can vary depending on the specific region of the galaxy and the types of stars present. Younger regions of the disk, especially those near the spiral arms, tend to have a thinner disk, as they contain a higher concentration of young stars and gas, which are more confined to the galactic plane. In contrast, older regions of the disk, where stars have had more time to spread out, exhibit a thicker disk. Several factors contribute to the variation in the thickness of the galactic disk. One of the most important is the distribution of stars within the disk. Young stars tend to be concentrated in the plane of the disk, while older stars, particularly those in the outskirts of the disk, are more spread out in the vertical direction. This difference in the distribution of stars is thought to be a result of the gravitational interactions within the galaxy and the processes that govern stellar evolution. The amount of gas and dust in the galactic disk also affects its thickness. Regions with a higher concentration of gas tend to have a thinner disk, as the gas clouds are more tightly bound to the gravitational forces of the galaxy. Conversely, regions with less gas and more stars tend to have a thicker disk, as the stars are more dispersed and less affected by the forces of gravity. The presence of interstellar medium and cosmic dust in the disk plays an important role in shaping its structure, as these materials are essential for star formation and help to maintain the overall thickness of the disk. The influence of dark matter on the galactic disk is another key factor. Dark matter is an invisible form of matter that does not interact with light, but its gravitational effects are observable. Dark matter halos surround galaxies and exert a gravitational pull on the stars and gas in the galactic disk. The presence of dark matter helps to stabilize the disk and prevent it from collapsing under its own gravity. Additionally, dark matter may contribute to the overall thickness of the disk by influencing the motions of stars and gas within the galaxy. In addition to the factors mentioned above, the vertical structure of the galactic disk is also shaped by various dynamical processes, including instabilities within the disk. These instabilities can cause stars and gas to move vertically away from the midplane of the disk, leading to the formation of vertical structures such as thick disk populations and stellar warps. One of the most well-known types of instability that affects the galactic disk is the so-called bar instability. This instability occurs when a central bar-shaped structure forms in the inner regions of the disk. The bar induces vertical motion in the disk and can cause stars to move in and out of the galactic plane. As a result, the disk can become more thickened in regions near the central bulge. Another type of instability that affects the galactic disk is the spiral instability. The spiral arms of the disk are regions of high density, and the material in these arms can become unstable, causing stars and gas to move in and out of the plane. This motion leads to the formation of structures known as warps, where the disk is tilted or bent in certain regions. These warps are often observed in the outer parts of galaxies and can contribute to the overall thickness of the disk. To better understand the structure and thickness of galactic disks, it is helpful to examine our own Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy, meaning that it has a central bar structure in addition to its spiral arms. The disk of the Milky Way is approximately 100,000 light-years in diameter, with the Sun located about 26,000 light-years from the galactic center. The Milky Way's disk is composed of several distinct components, including the thin disk, the thick disk, and the stellar halo. The thin disk of the Milky Way contains the majority of the galaxy's stars, gas, and dust. It is relatively flat, with a scale height of approximately 300,500 parsecs. This thin disk is where most of the star formation occurs, particularly in the spiral arms, which are regions of high gas density and star formation activity. The thick disk, on the other hand, contains older stars and is more extended in the vertical direction. It is thought to have formed earlier in the galaxy's history, during a time of intense star formation. The thick disk has a scale height that is roughly twice that of the thin disk. The structure of the Milky Way's disk is influenced by its spiral arms, which are prominent features of the galaxy's structure. The spiral arms are sites of intense star formation, where gas clouds collapse to form new stars. These arms are not fixed structures, but rather regions of high density that move outward from the center of the galaxy. The spiral pattern of the Milky Way's disk is thought to be the result of density waves that propagate through the disk, causing material to bunch together and form the spiral arms. Astronomers have developed a variety of techniques to study the structure and thickness of galactic disks. One of the most important methods is the use of star counts. By measuring the number of stars in different regions of the galaxy, astronomers can estimate the distribution of stars within the disk. The vertical distribution of stars is particularly useful for studying disk thickness, as it provides insight into how the stars are distributed above and below the galactic plane. Another important method for studying galactic disk thickness is the use of gas surveys. By observing the distribution of gas in the galaxy, astronomers can gain insights into the dynamics of the disk. Gas clouds in the disk are often associated with regions of star formation, and their vertical distribution can provide clues about the overall structure of the disk. In addition to star counts and gas surveys, astronomers also use computer simulations to model the structure of galactic disks. These simulations allow researchers to study how the disk evolves over time. taking into account factors such as stellar evolution, gas dynamics, and gravitational interactions. By comparing the results of these simulations with observational data, astronomers can gain a deeper understanding of the processes that shape the structure and thickness of galactic disks. The structure and thickness of a galactic disk are essential to our understanding of how galaxies form and evolve. The galactic disk is a dynamic and complex system, influenced by a variety of factors, including the distribution of stars, gas, and dust, as well as the gravitational effects of dark matter. The thickness of the disk is influenced by these factors, with regions containing younger stars and more gas generally exhibiting a thinner disk, while older regions are thicker due to the spread of stars and the influence of dark matter. The vertical structure of the galactic disk is shaped by a variety of dynamical processes, including instabilities and gravitational interactions. These processes contribute to the formation of vertical structures, such as thick disk populations and stellar warps. The study of the galactic disk's structure and thickness provides valuable insights into the formation and evolution of galaxies, helping us to better understand the dynamics of the universe. Through observational techniques such as star counts, gas surveys, and computer simulations, astronomers continue to make significant progress in unraveling the mysteries of galactic disk structure. As our understanding of these processes grows, so too does our understanding of the broader cosmos and the intricate mechanisms that govern the evolution of galaxies.